Hi guys, I'm Max Weinbach with XDATV, and today I want to give you guys a little history lesson before the main part of the video. I know, weird intro there. So, I don't know, maybe 11 or so years ago, Apple released the first iPhone, and the iPhone was, first big smartphone, touchscreen, yay. People liked it. Then Android phones started coming out, and we started getting terrible Android phones, but they got better, they got cheaper, they started becoming more popular, to a point at which right now Android has a larger worldwide market share than iOS, and people know it. iPhone as a single device might sell better, but Android as a whole does. And since then, phones have pretty much been the same. If you take a Galaxy S4 and a Galaxy S10, they might look different, they might feel different, one might be faster, but they basically do the same things. Open apps, check your texts, basic stuff. And they were always just a phone, same type of form factor, just like a slab of glass or plastic and metal, and a screen, and some cameras, and what, you know what a phone is, you're watching this video probably on one. That was until, Android tablets came out, and they've been terrible. No one wants an Android tablet. You get them because that's your only option. Now, we finally have the new one, the Galaxy Fold, and I just got this about yesterday. I spent a lot of time in the car. It was 80 miles there, 75 back because I took a different route. It took me like 5 hours of driving to get this phone. But I finally have it, and this is, it's the foldable. Let's get started. Let's get into this. So normally I would have done like an unboxing, pull out the phone, show it to you guys with the accessories. But I was too excited for this phone because it's the Galaxy Fold, and if you follow me on Twitter, you know why. Follow me on Twitter to see why. I like to be entertaining there. But essentially, you want to know what comes in the box? Let me tell you. You've got this case, which has some adhesive on there. You see that adhesive there? That sticks to the front and back of the phone to cover up the glass, which is actually pretty drop resistant. If you watch Everything Apple Pro's video, you can see it. I'll link that video in the description. I highly recommend checking that out for the drop test. And then you got a pair of Galaxy Buds and then the usual chargers and stuff. The Galaxy Buds do come in the box. It has reverse wireless charging. You get that instead of USB-C earbuds because this has no headphone jack. And, you're spending $1,980, probably $2,100 plus after tax. It's going to be expensive, and you might as well get something for it. And, well, you are. Otherwise, it has, documents and then a couple, warning sheets. One says, essentially, to sum it up, don't be an idiot. And then the other one says, you can pay $150 if you break your screen. And then the other one will say, it's not waterproof, it's not dustproof, don't press too hard, don't scratch it, don't mistreat it, don't be stupid, and you'll be fine. And, that's what it should say. And that's essentially how you have to treat this phone. It is durable. It definitely feels durable. You can open and close it a bunch. But you don't want to close it wrong because then you have what happened to TechCrunch. You can actually see the way I was closing it was I was doing it here. So when you close this, let me try to show you guys. There are multiple ways to close it. You can close it by putting your finger in the center here and using that for leverage. I don't do that for a reason. The way I do it is I put my finger at the top or bottom and use that for leverage. The reason why is because you put your finger out as leverage, you'll press too hard, you'll break the screen. You don't want to break the screen. It's a $1,000, $2,000 phone, $150 to fix it. Not willing to pay that. And then, well, otherwise it's actually really nice. Has better cameras than the S10. I would say pretty close to the Note 10, maybe slightly better color science, which is nice. It's fast. It has the 855, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabytes of UFS 3 storage. It's running Samsung's very custom One UI because they had to do a bunch of custom stuff for it to make it, work with the foldable screen. So if you had, let's go to Twitter, right? You had Twitter open here. That's David responding to one of my tweets. Best saga, fold. And then when you open it up, it's still Twitter. Now it is backwards because cameras. I'll flip that around, I guess. But yeah, that's how this works. It's pretty nice. A lot of apps support that, and yeah, legitimately, I haven't seen a single app that doesn't support that, front to back continuity. You know what? I'm lying. Adobe Lightroom is the first one I've used out of most of my apps, including Snapchat, Instagram, Reddit, Twitter, Chrome, Gmail, Microsoft Word, YouTube, Netflix, some games. Most of them support that continuity, which is really nice. And then you guys are going to want to know about that screen, aren't you? Yeah, the screen. So the crease there, it's noticeable, definitely noticeable. If you're not looking at it with like some reflection or light behind you, like I am now, you can see it. You can see that crease. You can't see the crease. You can see the crease. Can't see it. See it. That's the same type of way it would actually work if you were using it, and it's noticeable. The plastic screen does not feel like plastic. It actually feels really nice. It feels like maybe a high quality plastic screen protector. It's not glass, and you can tell it's not glass, but it isn't bad. And you can no longer peel up that protective layer, so you don't have to worry about it. It's, permanently down. Otherwise, you've got top cap at the top there to protect things from getting in and out. And honestly, that's basically it I can tell you guys about the hardware. The cameras are good, as I mentioned earlier. It feels nice. The front display. Can't forget about that front display, which I do forget about the front display. It's pretty nice to use, actually. I did not really find, I've had a day, I haven't figured out, I haven't had any issues typing on it. I haven't had any issues using it, and it is actually pretty comfortable. I explained it to my coworker Eric Holz as, I think, kind of adorable. It's a small screen. It feels like the child. It's like here, the front screen is a child. When you open it up, it grows up to be, a tablet. That's one of Google's wallpapers. It's really, really nice and really cool. It's, the fold. It's the fold. It's the fold. Yeah. So a little bit of just, you guys can stop watching if you're, a little bit of personal parts of this phone. So on February 20th, Samsung announced it at their Unpacked event for the Galaxy S10. This was the first thing they announced out of everything. Before the S10, before the S10 Plus 5G, before anything, it was this phone. They came on stage, first thing they announced. I was at Samsung 837 with my friend Jules Wang, who works at Android Police, but used to be at Pocket now. As they were announcing it, I was telling him, hey, this looks really cool, probably going to buy it. Then as soon as they announced the price, I said, never mind, that is way too expensive. As, I've been sitting on it, and, it's been 220 days since then. It's today, Saturday, September 28th. 220 days later, 219 days later, I ended up buying one. And the reason I ended up buying one was because over those 200 some odd days, I realized this is worth the price. It is the first generation of some crazy technology. And I'm fine with paying $2,000 if I'm going to get something for it. And having used it, having felt it, having looked at it, it's worth that $2,000. Most people, I'm going to say 99% of the people that are going to watch this video, should not buy this phone. Do not buy it. But if you're really that interested in it, go ahead. I mean, I'm not going to encourage you or stop you. It's up to you. Do you think the trade-off of all the issues you're likely going to have, because there are going to be issues, are worth it? $150 if you break the screen, that's a lot of money. Not compared to the $2,000 for it, but it's still a lot of money. You know you're going to have issues. I know I'm going to have issues. I know I'm going to have the screen replaced at least once. But I still paid for it, and I still bought it, because it's the first generation of foldable tech, which after using this, I definitely feel like foldable tech is going to be worth it in the future. So that's pretty much the end of my spiel on this phone, my thoughts, opinions, along with some facts and stories spread throughout. Let me know what you think about this phone, and I highly recommend following me over on Twitter, where I'll answer some questions, and you can just see my daily random tweets about, the Fold and other phones and other random stuff. So, thanks for watching.